Hey there, Ishmael. What's going on, man? This is D Ford. Listen, I just wanted to create a personal message sent to you, and of course, you can share it with others that you feel are potential partners. But I wanted just to address something that we were having a dialogue about, and just really, get you to make the shift. And the shift is this: you want to have the mindset of McDonald's, okay, when it comes to running any type of operation or business. Okay. Now I'm going to get into that here in a second. I want to read something to you because I really want to give perspective and really what this is all about. So, that way you can get the message and others can get the message and we all be on the same page. So when you talk about this operation, listen to this. This is not a passive income where any of us have to hope for the best in having success. See, when you do like trading programs or you get involved in MLM or you get involved in anything practically, even in a traditional brick and mortar, it's typical level of hoping for the best, right? But because of today's technology, and I know many people are not familiar with today's technology, that's why they're going to have to borrow the conviction and belief that you and I have in this operation. But let me share with you what this is. This is a passive income of instant payout to all concurrently, meaning that if money's not coming to us instantly and concurrently, continuously, okay, then it's a hope for the best type operation. But this is not hope for the best. Let me continue to read. This is a passive income of instant payout to all concurrently and concurrently at all times with absolute certainty to mathematical certainty. Okay? So I need that to marinate. This is an operation of absolute certainty, meaning there's no guesswork in us having success and having success at scale because it's always concurrent with everybody receiving payout all along the way. Okay? Now, let me get into the McDonald's aspect because I want to go to the board and highlight something as well. Because it's all about having a shift. You got to make a shift because if you don't make that shift, we'll always be in a mindset of assuming for others. And entrepreneurs never come into anything assuming. You just run the system, okay? And the system, okay, will generate the revenue and the business for us. It's almost like whosoever will, let them come. My only job is to control running the system. So let me share my screen because I'm always about people being visual learners because I don't know why I hit that button, hit the wrong button there. Okay, the presentation's not up. Thought I had the presentation up. Maybe I didn't. Thought I had the presentation up, but let me find it here real quick. D Ford. Close you down. Click the wrong button. That's why a lot of things are popping up here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. All right. D Ford. There we go. I'll leave with the system first. Pause the recording here real quick. All right, so have the mindset of McDonald's. McDonald's runs a system. Why? It removes all roadblocks to success. Okay? See, the moment we are in a mindset of feeling like we have to, assume for others, okay, you're going to block your business, and anybody that does that is going to block their business from growing. Okay? Entrepreneurs, like let's say if you were owning a McDonald's, and let's say if somebody says, well, what if somebody doesn't sell? I mean, what if somebody doesn't buy a Happy Meal? Or what if somebody doesn't buy a Chicken McNugget? Or what if somebody doesn't buy a fillet of fish? Well, they don't operate with what if somebody doesn't buy. What they do, they keep rinsing and repeating a system, and then the system is always going to bring to those that are wanting to partner up and filter those that don't want the business, right? But you are always running a rinse and repeat system. So what I share with people, we want to run the rinse and repeat system, and the rinse and repeat system will bring us those that want to partner with us and grow together in success that has absolute certainty. Remember, this is not hope for the best business. Okay? Hope for the best business is when it requires people to have skill set, or when we want to gamble money. Like when someone tells us, hey, you put up a certain money and we're going to promise you a return on your investment. Okay? That's not what this is. This is a formula that provides us predictable results where everybody's receiving concurrently at all times, okay? As we are, creating the network effect, if you would, through this method called network effect. Now, so what do I mean, rinse and repeat? So we create a sizzle presentation that we personalize. This is to pique one's interest, not to give a full presentation, but just to pique their interest. See, this is part of the system. See, when I go back to McDonald's, let's think about McDonald's system. Before these cars got to these particular windows, they were at an ordering window. So McDonald's system is order the food, pay for the food, pick it up. Okay? And every little car did that. Now just imagine if these people were revenue sharing owners of McDonald's, meaning that for any transaction that took place after them, they're going to receive a piece of each and every transaction along with McDonald's will as well. How many people would these people refer, understanding that every time a transaction happens after them, all of them are going to be scaling in revenue because they're revenue sharing partners with McDonald's. But see, we're only with McDonald's as consumers. So please understand, if these people were promised revenue sharing, and then they referred others to come to McDonald's, and when they bought something or when they partnered up because they wanted to be revenue sharing owners as well, and money didn't go to the person that invited them and those that were in line previously that were revenue sharing partners, if no money went to them, do you think those people would be referring any more people? No, they wouldn't, because that means whatever this thing that McDonald's is talking about, them being revenue sharing owners, would be would be fake, would be a lie. That makes sense. But what I want you to really, again, make the shift. We run a rinse and repeat system. So let's say you run the rinse and repeat system to Douglas. Douglas says, okay, I want to get more information. And then you put Douglas in front of a full overview. And then there we get Douglas onboarded. And when that takes place, boom, money takes place. So let's make this comparable to McDonald's. This would be when a person's ordering their food. This would be when a person's paying for the food. And this would be when a person's picking up the food. And what happens at that moment? Boom, money comes to you, to myself, and all others that was in line previously. Now, this person, what are they going to do? Rinse and repeat. So again, let's keep this on the lines of McDonald's, not trying to confuse you, but just drawing the parallel of a system. See, we just rinse and repeat the system, okay? So that's why I say, send me the list of names and let's rinse and repeat. And we have no emotional attachment to a person saying yes or a person saying no. We just continue to rinse and repeat. This goes for everybody, okay? So, now, why is Douglas Ford here? Because that matters. Because I've been in the people-to-people space for 18 years. I can go anywhere because I've learned some skills. I've developed some skills that, along with my charisma and things like that, gift to gab, all that type of stuff, I can go anywhere and tear it up. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to make a point here. But I understand that in most cases, a person has to, bring in people like me in order to have success in most cases. See, that's what the people space is starting to turn into. Is like a crab in a bucket. Let me go get the big leaders. Let me go get the people who have a bunch of influence. So we looked at as really like dollar signs on our forehead. But I didn't want that because I understood that only a few people are able to duplicate that. And only a few people are only going to win, and those are going to be primarily those at the top. Okay? Now, the gentleman that invited me, okay, into this operation at that time, he was only doing like 80,000 deposits, okay, at that time. But you know what? I didn't, because again, I've been in the industry a long time. So I already knew that, there were some people that make good money, make great money. That wasn't my lure. That wasn't, that wasn't what's going to be that was going to bring me involved. Because, I know leaders are going to always make money, right? And so when people ask, well, how much money have you made? That really doesn't really matter. This is what mattered to me, is that what I was getting part of was going to function as advertised. So watch this. So when I got myself active, all I need to see is that, does it perform as you said? Because my thing was, again, I have to give the gab, but I need something to where anybody that can literally fog up a mirror that wanted success could do something, and we all benefit and scale together, right? So watch this. So when I connected, watch what instantly happened. Instantly, money came directly to their own wallet. So let me just explain what I mean, money came directly. Think of this person having a mailbox in their front yard, and when I connected, it dropped money directly to where they have instant access to those results. But not only did money come to this person, money also went to the person that invited them, to the person that invited them, and invited them. I was like, okay. I smiled, but I still wasn't totally sure, because you said this happens every single time, right? So what I did, just to make sure, I invited my business partner, Valencia, who's out in New York. And I said, well, if this happens as advertised, when Valencia connected, what should happen? Now, what I'm sharing with you, if it did not happen, I would not be in this company. Because therefore, my inviter and all others would be a bold-faced lie that this doesn't function, where we all mutually benefit. So when Valencia connected, Valencia and myself saw that I received, and guess what? My inviter received, so did these people that were in line previously. And so me and my business partner, Valencia, said, oh, now I see how you were able to scale to 80,000 deposits at that time. Now I think he's at 100,000 and climbing, okay? Myself, okay, I'm over like 30,000 deposits and climbing. But this is why. What he shared with me is the same thing I share with everybody. We just put the focus on all brand new having success immediately. Let me say that again. He put the focus on me having success immediately, on Valencia having success immediately, on all our partners connecting to the technology. And he already knew the technology was going to do what it's been doing even before this was put in front of myself or put in front of you. So watch this. So Valencia, she had a partner out in Canada named Sonia, okay? Sonia in Canada got connected. I don't even know Sonia. But again, because our success is connected and everything is happening with absolute certainty, and again, we're just rinsing and repeating a system. So we rinsed and repeated the system to Sonia. When Sonia got connected, look what happened. Valencia scaled, I scaled, so did my inviter, so did everybody else. See, it eliminates scam because we're all instantly receiving payout. So this is as, again, like the money that's coming to this person is like they have a mailbox in their front yard and money instantly gets deposited. This is like there's a mailbox in my front yard and money gets deposited. Who's the only person that has access to that money as it's coming to me? Me. The money is coming to Valencia. Who's the only one that has access to that money as it's coming to Valencia? Only Valencia, not the company, not your inviter, only you or that particular respective person to their own self-custody wallet. And so then Sonia, she brought on a church, okay? And then that church, it got connected, and look what took place. Sonia received, Valencia scaled, money came to me, money came to my inviter. So through the rinse and repeat system, where we rinse and repeat it to me, we rinse and repeat it to Valencia, we rinse and repeat it to Sonia, we rinse and repeat it to the church. Now, has there been some people that we have brought through the system, okay, the rinse and repeat system, and they didn't get involved? Absolutely. But see, we can't think about who will do it, who won't do it. Our job as an entrepreneur is we continue to run the system, okay, where we get those that want to come and partner with us. So we don't prejudge. We don't think about who will say yes, who will say no. We just create the list of names, okay? We just create the list of names, wherever those people are going to be. We just create those list of names, and we just run the system. Run the system to them. 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 We just run the system over and over and over and over and over like McDonald's. We just run the system over and over and over and over and over just like McDonald's. We just run the system over and over and over. So, again, because I want to provide a visual, let me share my screen here again. Because, folks, it's literally time to make business, okay, to where we can make it predictable, okay? And our system can run anywhere all around the world. So let's say we run the system to Ashley. We create a personal invitation to Ashley. We pick Ashley interest, then we get her in front of an overview. She sees the overview. Now we have an overview that's actually in our Facebook community where people can invite their guests to the Facebook community, but make sure they see a sizzle presentation first, or you do an invite first, okay? And then we arrange them to attend an overview. And then we what? Get them onboarded, and we just rinse and repeat. They see a presentation, they get onboarded, rinse and repeat. Mario sees a presentation, then get onboarded. Again, it's rinse and repeat like McDonald's. So we can rinse and repeat to a few, or we can rinse and repeat to many. Who do you think is going to have the most success? Those that rinse and repeat to a few and prejudge, or those who rinse and repeat till they get the results that they desire? So, considering the rinse and repeat that we do, what I focus on is, what's your number? See, I focus on landmarks for people. So we can show people how to get to $2,000 per month in a rinse and repeat system in 7 weeks or less, okay? That's what I focus on, $2,000 per month. Let's not focus on becoming a millionaire. Let's not focus on becoming, freedom and all that. Why don't we just get enough residual income coming in where it can offset your monthly living expenses and residual bills, okay? Because that's why residual income is important, because our bills are residual in nature. It's just many of us are just trying to, struggle through life because, it's been a conditioning that we have to work hard to make a living. No, folks, that's where you got to make the shift and really understand how the 1% are making money. They're not trading their time for money. They want to own their time, okay? And so at $2,000 a month, let's start there. So let me share this with you, okay? And how this dynamic works. Now remember, we're just rinsing, repeating a duplicatable system. So when you rinse and repeat, you see I got it here where we do the rinse and repeat. We do a personalized invitation. We then arrange them to get to a presentation, and then we get them onboarded. And I'm going to show you as we're doing this rinse and repeat that everybody's only required to do one time, how this network effect takes place, taking us all up this income escalator, right? So watch this. So once you do it, it's going to bring you, okay? Now I'm sharing this with everybody doing the minimum, where at least everyone's just inviting 3 partners, connecting them to the prompt, the technology, and then they duplicate and do the same. Everybody's having 3 partners to do that one time. So watch this. So as this thing replicates, first of all, with you doing your part, okay, you're at $107. Now let's say I'm showing this as a theoretical with everybody doing this in 24 hours, their one-time execution. I'm going to share with you what everybody's income will look like over the next 8 days. So you're done in that moment in time. Now watch this. Your partners do the exact same. Now I put your partner's money in blue and your money is going to be in white, right? But you're going to see everybody scaling all along the way here. Now keep in mind, your inviter is scaling too, even though we're not sharing their money. And your inviter would be me, right? Okay. So watch this. As your partners do the exact same once, they're done. Look what happens. It takes you to 38 residually and $225, and you had nothing to do with those connections. And of course, I scale too. But we're only focused on you. And as anybody you're sharing this with, as you're looking at this, you are the you. So your money is the white, okay? So this is also shared with you the amount of money that's coming to your wallet as this is taking place. So that brings another $231, okay, independent of your involvement, passively. See, this is not hoping for the best. This is a formula that is happening predictably, but it's passively. Why? Because it's everybody doing a one-time execution and all predictably scaling along the way. Now, watch this. Remember what I shared here? When Valencia did the exact same and her partner did the exact same, they benefited in the exact same way. So now watch this. So now these are Valencia's partners doing the exact same in this example. They're done. But look what happened to Valencia and myself, with me being the you as I'm, as if I'm speaking of this being me. But this is, of course, you. And these will be your partners. Notice how each of you scaled and none of you had nothing to do with these connections. So this will bring another $708 to your own self-custody mailbox. This money is coming instantly to you where only you have the access to it. Now, let's reverse. How many times did you do the rinse and repeat system? One time in this example. How many times have these guys done the rinse and repeat system? One time. How many times have these guys done the rinse and repeat system? Okay, one time. So these guys here are just going to rinse and repeat, okay, that I showed previously, and they're going to have the same results. Boom. Okay. Again, I'm sharing this as a theoretical, as if everyone just only, okay, connected 3 to the technology, right? And it was set it and forget it. So this is 4 days in. It's bringing you another $2,126. But you had nothing to do with those connections. The only thing that anybody's done is just this here green bubble here. And it's just been duplicated all along the way. We're rinsing and repeating. So in this example, this brought you to $3,172 in just 4 days, right? And so we rinse and repeat. That's all we do is rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. So having the McDonald's thinking, okay, is where people can start really receiving like the 1%. Folks, we were not sent here on planet Earth to just work and work and work for money, okay? I have this thing. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with having a job, but there's something wrong with only having a job. Put yourself in a position to where those that you are connected to, they can be successful with you. And that's what's going to sustain success for everyone, because you're not only just seeing you scale or your partners scale, you're seeing everyone that's coming thereafter. So what did I do when I got myself started? I did my part, didn't prejudge who would do it, who wouldn't. I just ran the system. And then I shared with them, hey, we're just going to run this system, but understand, I have an invested interest in everybody's success. Why? Because as those coming on brand new have success instantly, I already know what's going to be doing for those that are in line previously. Not just for me, for my inviter, for Valencia, for Sonia, the church, all those in my whole organization. I took the focus and put it on others' success because I knew I was going to have success by default. And when you have that shift, it's going to change your freaking life for the rest of your life. But we have to get out of our own thinking. I know people are going to use excuse, but you cannot have excuse and be in another financial place, okay, all in the same sentence. It doesn't work that way, okay? But you have someone, okay, that there again, I would not be here. I would not be here. I would not be investing the time that I invest, okay, given the conviction and transparency, because I know how valuable that is, though, because people have been scammed. But I need to let everybody know, because we're receiving concurrently and money is coming instantly. If money was not coming instantly by how this thing functions, if it was not coming instantly to this person, they would have quit. If it was not coming instantly to me, I would have been left. If it wasn't coming instantly to Valencia, to Sonia, then we wouldn't be here, right? It'd be a scam at that point. It wouldn't be functioning as advertised. But this thing functions as advertised. We just got to rinse and repeat the system and make a shift and not prejudge, okay, or not make assumptions for others, okay? So with that being said, I just wanted to share that. Like I said, if you want me to do a demo for anyone, but definitely share this. Share this because, you know, what I find, even though we're in all different places of the world, man, we have more in common than we do different. I would not be here myself if this thing wasn't functioning as advertised. And I wouldn't be in this company, understanding I get hit up every day. But I know there's a purpose and a vision behind what's happening here, how we're going to be that redemption operation that people have been praying about, people have been looking for and desiring. They just never thought it would ever come into fruition, but it is here. Okay? And so in a cooperative, it's simple. Everyone does a little, and it collectively scales all to receive a lot. Look up the definition, concurrent. Look up the definition, cooperative. Okay? Look at the definition, network effect. Network effect. Okay? So I know there's a narrative that people want to buy into, that it's a pyramid when you're involving others. But folks, we can't let broke people control the narrative. That's somebody that wants control, or for you to part with your money in some ROI deal where you got to hope for the best. Or you get an MLM where you got to hope for the best. Or you get an affiliate marketing where you got to hope for the best. This operates with absolute certainty. How? Because it's with mathematical certainty. And there's never math is never subject to any saturation, ever. Okay? So this is why we have perpetual residual income. Not just residual income, but perpetual, never ending, never changing. Okay? So my name is Douglas Ford. It's always a plum pleasing pleasure to bring this information. I just want to see you at the top, my man. I want to see you and everyone you know, love, and care about that comes connected to you, that you run the system through and with, and let the system let the system grow your business. Don't let your mind think who will do it, who won't do it. You run the system enough required to get the results that you want, okay? And nothing can stop you at that moment once you make that shift. Take care, my man. Look forward to working with you.